Happy Wednesday, everybody. It's Brian Terrian and Nadine Castillo with your YouTube live event. For today, we're going to talk about jobs and income. So thanks for joining. Nadine, thanks for joining.
Of course. My
Yes,
pleasure.
yes. So the topic is remote friendly jobs for people that have limitations, conditions, disability applicants, recipients. I'm in hopes that what we're going to share with you today will save you some time, increase the probability, or maybe even give you the reality perspective that it's viable for you to work or not. From my perspective here at the Disability Digest, this is almost 2 decades that I've been doing this work. And in my personal experience here working is we've had disability recipients that have been an important part of our work as advocates and helping people get and keep their benefits. So I'm going to share with you like my experience of working with and hiring and what works and what doesn't work, and in hopes that that will connect with you to provide some value. So that's what we have in tap. And we have a special segment today, folks. Special segment, soft skills from Nadine. It's going to today. All right, what else are we going to do today? We're going to do some Q&A questions.
Yeah.
You want to give folks a heads up about how they can submit
Yeah.
their questions?
Yes, of course. So again, hi everyone. Thank you so much for being here with us today. So later, if you've got questions or you want to go deeper into today's topic, we're inviting you to join us live for a special Zoom Q&A session. And I'll be sharing the Zoom link shortly. So keep an eye of it in the chat. And just a few housekeeping rules. When you join the Zoom, please drop your question first in the comment section or chat via Zoom, and make sure that your Zoom name matches your YouTube name. And if it doesn't, just drop your name along with your question so that I know who you are before letting you in.
So if your YouTube handle is Sally Pink Pants 76, that's going
Yeah.
to connect with your question. If you
Yeah.
happen to be out there, Sally. Yeah. Okay. Good. Um, for those of you that may be new here, thank you for joining. Or if you haven't been here in a while, welcome back. It's great to have everybody here. Our focus of doing these events is to be a trusted resource with information to help you get, keep, and maximize your disability benefits. So I have had the pleasure of doing this work since 2006, and we serve 193,000 members here at the Disability Digest. So there's 97,000 people on our YouTube channel. I don't say that to brag or boast, but I do want to help you understand that, we attempt to take the information that we've learned and collected from all of you beautiful people out there and turn around and provide it back to you as value. And I'm in hopes that you will collaborate with us if you've got something of value that you can add. That's how this all works. So is it some of the things that we offer that can help you out before we get into the show? I'll just do a quick tour. Is we offer a membership here at the Disability Digest that is no charge. And that membership is your gateway to getting information, support, access to resources that will help you get from where you're at now to where you want to go. So if you're trying to get approved for disability and you fill out your profile here, and by clicking the green button and answer some questions, that will get you access to our support team here where we help people get their disability benefits approved. And we do that by providing you with access to actually a human that you can talk to, an advocate here, who will assess your situation, put you into our disability approval course that is put together with industry experts like John Ginsberg that you see on the screen here, Attorney Carl Osterhout, ex-Social Security employee Barb Mountain, James Brown, but when I say James Brown, he's an industry legend, and a lot of information from members like you that have gone before you and provide tips. So this course has helped thousands of people get approved. Now you can use the course exclusively to get your benefits approved, or if you don't want to do it all or trust yourself to learn it and apply it, then representation could be an option that you can discuss with your advocate here to maximize your chances of winning. So it doesn't matter to us. The course is no charge. The membership is no charge. Representation is not, there is a charge for representation. There's Social Security fee that is associated with that. So you can talk to an advocate about that. But that's one example. So there's like 6 major areas of the membership that help you out, like will help you understand how much money you can make and keep your benefits. We're going to talk more about that in today's show. Once you're approved, we offer an annual review of your benefits to help you understand if you're getting everything that you're entitled to, what you might be missing or paying for that you shouldn't be. Some other key aspects of it are how to survive your disability review. Most people that are approved are subject to a review until your full retirement age. There's some exceptions if your condition will not improve. There's no medical improvement. So these reviews are causing about 144,000 people to lose their benefits annually. And in today's environment with the position of the administration, those reviews are going to increase. There was just information in the news today about it. So this course is a 10-step course from industry expert attorney James Mitchell Brown. Helps you understand about it, how to prepare, how to get through it. So these are some of the things you get access to. And I'm going to save that. We'll soon talk about that in a minute. But we also have a benefit protection program. We offer 24/7 support, not live support. We have Benny, our trusted AI assistant, who you can access, enter a question in. Like there's 44 major areas that Benny has had information loaded up from all the time that we have been doing this. We have documented all the questions and the answers, and he's there for you. So if you have a certain situation and it's 12 at night and we're not working, but you are, then you can ask Benny. So those are some of the tools, resources, and these live events that you have access to, right? I'd like to get a feel for those of you out there that are either working or have an interest in working or supplementing your income. If you could put something in the comments like, yes, I'm supplementing my income. No, I'm not, but interested. It would really help the flow of the information that we can direct to. So you can just drop that in the note. You might be watching this on Facebook or on YouTube Live. Okay. Great. Okay, let's get into it. You ready, Nadine?
Ready. Born ready.
Born ready. I like it. I like it. So first of all, the money piece of how much you can make with as a disability benefit recipient. So you can make money every month and have no impact on your benefits. And if you can do that, if you're approved for benefits, it's $1,160 a month. Ideally, you want to stay like 20% below that. If you're going through the approval process, then it's more. It's $1,620 a month. And this is I'll have Nadine put this in at the end of the show. I'll have the drop this in the show notes. But there's a video here that will show you the regulations. And there's two regulations. One is for those that are going through the approval process, and this one is for those who are already approved. Just make sure you understand the rules, because a lot of people get confused thinking that they've heard the 1,620, which applies to people that are going through the approval process, and they operate under that, and it's more than what you should be receiving if you are getting your benefits. It would be nice if there was only one regulation and one thing to remember. I mean, I have a hard time. I've got to go back and reference this, but um, so that's the first thing, is understand how much money you can make. And if you're doing this like as an independent contractor, this is your net income after your expenses. And there's workplace expenses that you can take into consideration that if you have a job. So there's some nuances here to make sure that you're aware of. So there's different ways to approach the work process. And what I want to talk to you about today is what I view to be a give you a higher probability of success. If you go out looking for a job just based on a job, and you're going to pursue that job thinking that that's a job that you like, that's great. But the alternate way to do that is to first take some time to think about, what is it that you are good at? What is it that you like to do? Uh, and pursue it that way. That increases your probability. In my experience of interviewing, I don't know how many people over the years, um, I have found myself in situations where I have a really good feeling about an individual. They haven't necessarily done the work that needs to be done. Like, this is unique work, disability advocacy work. But I do ask the question, like, what is it that you're really good at? And it may be something that is of value, and it's just not in the job description, but that could definitely be the tipping point. So when you're working or pursuing work and you have a limitation, stay away from that. Focus on what your core competency is, what it is that you're good at, what it is that you can make a difference at. So if somebody comes to us here and they're like, I like to help people. I've done this for years. I work at the church. I volunteer at the school. I do these things. That's really the work, although we are a for-profit and we make money doing what we're doing. But it's those types of mindsets and skills that transition really, really well here. And if somebody comes here and they're like, I've been just a knockdown, drag out salesperson for years and years. I can sell anything. Well, maybe so, and they could sell this, although this really isn't a selling type of work. It's education, and then it's up to our members to make the decision. Like, for disability approval, we'll show you how you can do it on your own. We'll show you that, the work that we could do to make a difference, and you decide. It's up to you. So that's just the approach that we have. So I hope what I'm communicating to you is, think more about what your strengths are, right? Anything to add to this, Nadine?
So I'm gonna talk more about that later, and how you can manage to keep your job, because Brian is talking about what are the types of job that you can do, but how are you gonna keep it?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna talk more about that later. So that's the surprise, the
Yes, that's the
surprise part.
teaser. I like it. I like,
Yeah. Yep.
yeah. I mean, my personal situation when I was living in I was living in Boston, just starting a family, moved to rural Vermont because of the lifestyle. But there's not a lot of opportunity here for traditional jobs, nor did I really want a traditional job. I knew what I wanted to do from a lifestyle perspective before remote was even remotely attractive. I wanted to have geographical flexibility in my business, and those were the things that were really important to me, so I could invest time in my kids. So that was my super why, and it just so happened that when I fell into this work here at the Disability Digest and started the Disability Digest, that you know I it wasn't conducive to a traditional office environment because we had a lot of pretty much in the beginning it was 90% disability recipients, and they were all over the United States, so it wasn't like office friendly, so that kind of worked out for me. um, and so I thought again about lifestyle, which could be another way that you think about the approach and going after this. So, there's all kinds of jobs out there, from virtual assistant, customer assistant, transcription. You could teach English to, those that are from other countries, probably even those in the US. uh, could learn it.
Yeah.
So there's lots of different types of jobs, but the same principle applies to going after those. Is what is your killer skill, right? Um, so and just back to the work that we do here, um, as a disability recipient, a lot of people don't understand one of the true values that they have is, and in the work that we do, is connecting with others, because you've gone through that, or going through it. I don't think it ever ends. That real transition in life where you've had something happen to you. Um, so, and on that note, as if I could have my 10-second commercial here, at the Disability Digest, I'm going to find it. We're aggressively looking for disability recipients that will come and work here as advocates, additional individuals. So this is our advocate job description that we have here. Um, and so we can share this with you as well in the show notes, or if you're a member here, just ask us. But the work that an advocate does here, like Nadine works and runs the team here of advocates. So they're either helping people get approved, or they're helping people that are already approved keep and maximize their benefits, calling, answering questions, helping people understand how to use their membership. These are part-time positions where you earn money and keep your benefits because we know the rules. And you work on a team, you do need to have really like up-to-date technology capabilities, like understand how to use Zoom and a virtual phone system. Um, all the rest of that stuff we can teach you. Much of it you already know, which is just being able to connect and listen and answer questions that individuals have. So if that's of interest to you, then we'd love to have you check out the process. The process is you apply. When you go through the process, just so that you know in advance, we do ask that you submit a video submission as part of your application, and also communication from a benefit planner. And if you are not able to communicate with the benefit planner and get an assessment, then we can make an exception to that. But the reason why we do the videos, we do, as you see, a lot of social media, and you would very well be here helping, working with members and that. So if you're not comfortable in front of the camera, which nobody really is except Nadine, um, I mean, you can't see the bottom of me, but I'm shaking right now. Um, but that's why we do it. And it's not like we put people out here on day one and you're subject to doing that. So that's a bit about the Disability Digest. So at the end, we'll share the how much you can make, the advocate link. Make sure we get those out to people as well. All right.
That is
Now, listen, I just want to give you a preface here because Nadine is going to spend a few minutes with you on what we refer to as soft skills. And you've done, I don't know, maybe this is the fourth segment of this, but they've been
yeah.
fantastic. You can go back and listen to the prior show. So Nadine has worked in the role that she does here with us for, she hasn't been here for 16 years, but collectively around 16 years of working with individuals, not only doing the work yourself, but teaching and training and helping folks become successful through using, email and chat and other modern communication tools. But you do the interviewing and the screening and that
Yeah.
work for us, which you do brilliantly. So you have a lot of experience prior to this, but thank God you're here and also working here. So you're gracious and lending it. So have a listen to what Nadine is going to share with you folks.
Of course. Thank you so much for that wonderful introduction, Brian. And I'm happy to be here. And just like Brian, I'm also um, very happy to be able to help everyone, not just in helping them get their benefits approved faster, but also helping people who wanted to have a little extra on top of their um, already income from disability. I mean,
Yep.
disability benefit. Yep. So without any further ado, um, let me share my screen. All right. So Ryan already talked about the different kinds of disability-friendly remote jobs that exist out there. So this time, let's talk about the how. So specifically, how to succeed once you land one of these jobs. And I would say that it starts with soft skills. So why? Why soft skills even matter, right? I mean, maybe some of you would think, I'm just working from home. Nobody's gonna look at me. Nobody's gonna see me. So why is it important? Why are soft skills important? So, soft skills are personal habits and behaviors. So, things like how you manage your time, how you communicate, how you solve problems, and how you show up for others. So, even though remote work often happens behind a screen, these skills are just as critical, if not more so, than in person roles. So, why? Because in remote jobs, you're often out of sight. So your soft skills become how you're going to build trust, dependability, and confidence with your employer or your client. Okay. So let's go over uh, 5 core soft skills that can make or break your remote work experience, especially if you're also managing a disability and working within the SSA limits, right? So, first, we have time management. And time management, especially when you're dealing with disability, means that you make your energy work for you. So oftentimes, remote work offers flexibility, especially here. at the Disability Digest. If you work here as an advocate, Brian definitely, gives a lot of value of your time. So you can be offered flexibility of your time if you work here. But that doesn't mean that you would need to mimic a 9 to 5 schedule. So instead, match your task to the best, to your best energy windows. So let's say, for example, you're at your sharpest at 10 a.m. So you schedule your toughest work during that hour. Or if you think you need rest during midday, build that into your routine. You can use timers, alarms, or there are already apps right now like Toggle or Google Calendar to help you stay on track. Okay. So just a tip, block your off time, just like meetings, because your recovery, you have to remember this, your recovery is part of your productivity. Okay. So next, we have communication. So it has to be clear, calm, and consistent. So since you're not physically present in most of these jobs that we are talking about, your written and verbal communication becomes your handshake, your body language, and your professional presence. So what does that mean? It means responding to messages in a timely way, asking clear questions when you're unsure. And I would always say this, if you're working virtually, I would actually say that over communicating uh, to your colleagues is very important because, again, you're not seeing each other. So your only means to be able to communicate with them is by responding to messages in a timely manner, giving updates when you have deliverables or deadlines. So, if it would also help, tools like Grammarly, they're already available for free if you're not using premium, or speech to text if you have some physical challenges. This can help you communicate more clearly. Okay. So number three, problem solving. So when it comes to problem solving, you have to be resourceful before being reactive. So working from home often means handling issues without someone over your shoulder, right? So it's not like working in a big company wherein you have an IT guy walking around that you can ask for help anytime when you get into a tech trouble. So working from home means if you hit a tech glitch or a confusing instruction, you would first try to solve it independently. And by trying, you would also have to document the issue and also the steps that you've already tried. So if it still doesn't work, then that's the time that you can reach out with a clear summary of what happened and what you've already tried. So it's also about being able to work with less supervision and being able to work independently. So one tip is you can keep your own like cheat sheet for common fix and helpful links that is easily accessible for you. It could be a notepad or sticky notes. If there are common issues that you're encountering, then it would be helpful if you have your notes handy so that you will know how to fix them, like moving forward. Great. So let's move on. Number four, adaptability. So you know what they say, that the only thing that is constant in life is change. I think that is definitely true, and things change fast, and that is okay. So if you're working remotely, clients, software, and even expectations from us can shift quickly, especially in a freelance or part-time gigs. So adaptability means staying open to change without it throwing off your entire rhythm. So it's okay to say, I'm new to this tool, but give me a moment to adjust. So it also like boils down to open communication, um, clear communication, right? So don't be afraid to say that you are new to the tool, but also open yourself to learning it. Okay. So being flexible without burning yourself out is a learned skill, and employers value it a lot. All right. So we're almost done. I hope you are still with me on this. So, number five, reliability. So, building trust without being seen. So, in remote work, showing up consistently and delivering what you say you'll do builds your reputation. And for me personally, I told Brian about this when I first had my interview with him. Um, because I've been working from home for 16 years now. And when I'm asked what helped me keep my job, it's integrity. That's what I always tell people. It's doing the right thing even when nobody is looking at you. So that is very important. And trust me, that reputation will carry you into more work and longer contracts, even if it's part-time or freelance job. So it doesn't have to be perfect. It means that you're being honest about what you can do and following through. So what can help you do that is use a task list or a progress tracker that you can share with your clients or your employer so that it shows your effort and your reliability clearly. All right. So here are some final thoughts. So soft skills are where your health, your career goals, and your personal strengths meet. So they help you work smarter, not harder, and ensure that you're not only getting work, but keeping it even within the SSA limits. So don't just look for the right job, but build the right habits to thrive in it. Okay, so thank you so much. Thank you so much, Brian, for again sharing a space for me for this soft skills spotlight. I hope that this gives everyone a stronger foundation, not just for, remote work, but to thrive while doing it. So, yeah, thank
Yes.
you so much.
I have a question. This is marvelous. If we could just go through a quick recap of the five, and then on the fifth one, I just have a perspective on number five for the group
Yeah,
that's out there.
yeah. So just a quick recap. Um, the five most, you know, important soft skills are time management,
Yep.
clear communication, independent problem solving, adaptability, and reliability.
Yes. Very good. Okay,
Mhm.
I want to just take a beat on the reliability before we transition into the Q&A part. And in the
Mhm.
beginning, Nadine gave you an idea how you could join the conversation, or we'll answer your question in the chat. But the reliability piece is where I have experienced many have a breakdown and lose like work here. And also, I've seen this happen for others. So, an example of that would be uh, people approach work and like they just happened actually with a member. I'll just say Dawn. I know her last name. She newly approved, wants to go back to work, and is looking at the Ticket to Work program. which means that she would need to be able to work full-time. And my most recent engagement with her is her body is in no shape to do that. So if she was to go into a full-time environment, her reliability is really going to be compromised. So what the point I want to really drill home here is think about, like, if you have an autoimmune condition or you don't have control over your time, your condition does, then look for things that are not as time sensitive, like social media management, or perhaps it needs to be done within a 3-day period. And your high probability that you're going to have 1 or 2 days out of 3 that you're going to be able to get up and go. That one thing and adjusting your perspective on reliability will really drive your odds up. So, I mean, we all have energy limitations, but I mean, if you're listening to this, I fully expect that yours are definitely different. You just have to be much, much better at what you do, because you just don't have the time to waste, like Nadine said. Okay. That
Yep.
was excellent. Once again, thanks so much. So, great.
Thank you.
Let's get into some Q&A. I see there's some questions about work out there, but I'll let you lead the way.
Yep. So before we answer some questions here in the comment section, I posted the link for Zoom. So to those who wanted to join us live, you can click on that link to ask your question live and get it answered directly by Brian and me. And I just have some few things that I wanted to mention, Brian, because it's always been a challenge to those joining us live, like unmuting themselves or turning on their camera. So if you're on your phone, just tap anywhere on the screen to bring up the Zoom controls, then tap the microphone icon to unmute yourself, and tap the camera icon to turn on your video. So if either icon has a red line through it, that means it's off. So just tap it once to turn it on. And if you're on a computer, move your mouse to see the Zoom toolbar, usually at the bottom of the screen, and click the microphone to unmute and the camera to start your video. So same thing, if there's a red slash through it, it means it's off. So you have to click it once to turn it on. All right.
Great. That will save a lot of challenges for people.
Yeah. Right. So while we wait for someone to join us in Zoom, we have a question here from Jay Brintley. My question is, although I would love to do something, I'm afraid that I'll lose my Medicaid and it will drastically increase my portion of my rent.
So if you are just an SSI recipient, then what I have shared today as far as regulations is different. And that could be an issue. There are ways that you can protect that. One of which is a stable account where you can earn money. It can be directed into the stable account. It doesn't count towards earned income. It's a beautiful thing. And they've just changed the criteria on individuals because there's an age and a condition criteria to it. But that is definitely one thing to look into. Let's say that you don't qualify for that, then I would, for just general well-being, you have to make the decision of work or don't work. But if you don't work, consider doing some volunteering so you can just be socially engaged, have a purpose in your life, and do something to contribute to mankind in another way.
Thanks for that, Brian. And we also have a few questions here about how to prepare for hearing at an ALJ level.
Okay.
So I think they're asking for tips.
All right. Well, we have at the Disability Digest, I showed you in the beginning how you can join. We have a how to prepare for your Social Security disability hearing segment of that course. There's several things that you want to do to prepare that I could spend the entire episode on. Actually, I have, but I'll give you just one thing that is in that course that is critical. When you started the disability approval process, you were sent forms to fill out. The adult function form that you answered, hopefully you used our disability approval course and you filled them out correctly. Well, if you did, you could have been approved, but that's a whole side point. When you go to your hearing, the questions that you're going to be asked are going to be relative to what you've answered on that before. That's why it's critically important to do it right the first time, all of you newbies out there. So in the disability approval course that we have, that is definitely one of the key things. Understand the questions that are going to be asked, how to prepare your answers. Most people go to a hearing with a disability representative, and you should go through the course, get that understanding, and then work with your representative to understand like what your role is, what their role is, in the hearing. So those are just 2 tips out of 10 at least that you get in that disability approval course. So join as a member, indicate where you're at in the approval process, get you into the course, hopefully help you get approved. Then we'll update your membership once you're approved so we can help you understand your award letter, keep your benefits, maximize them. That's the plan.
Okay. Thank you so much for that. Now, I do have a question here from our Facebook page, Brian. It's from Brett. He's asking, when two individuals who are both receiving Social Security disability benefit, if they get married, will it affect their benefits? They're
Their
both on
financial
SSDI.
benefits, no, but when two become one, they become stronger. So congratulations if you're headed down that road. No, for Social Security disability, it's based on your earnings, and other individuals' earnings or do not have an impact on that. So good question. Yeah.
Right. Congratulations.
Yeah. We have somebody that is in queue. Are you aware?
Yep, I actually sent her a message asking what her question is.
Okay.
But I have, yeah. So I'm waiting on that. And we have a question here from Marlene. She's asking where is the location for a remote advocate job? Can be your home.
Oh, yeah, you work from your home. I wonder if the question is where's the application? We're going to share it at the end with the
Oh
resource.
yeah.
Yeah, we all work from home, or actually, I've been away for 3.5 weeks, and you can work from anywhere doing this. You just need to have internet requirements and computer and I don't know, coffee, other
Coffee, that's very important.
other other water. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. So, yeah, we don't have any other questions in the YouTube comment. Do you just want us to let Paula in?
Roll the dice, see what we have. Yeah, we can always change
All
course.
right. Hi there. Is it Sala? How do you pronounce your name? Forgive me if I'm pronouncing it incorrect.
Sula.
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 Yeah.
Okay.
So I just have a quick question. I have a few clients that need help and assistance for disability. And a lot of times I would have to help them fill it out. But I wanted to know, is there a way that I can send them to you as a referral to see if you can assist them even better? I just feel like they'll get a lot more help if they
Mhm.
were with you guys than with me blindly filling it out. Because I work in housing navigation, And a lot of times our applications can't go through because they don't have enough income.
Uh,
So disability would help them in a way to get more income.
and stable
But I
income.
just,
Yeah.
yeah. And two of my clients have been denied. Um, the reason is they were still capable of working. They didn't see that their disability was something serious. But I have one gentleman, uh, he has problem with his legs and he can't move, can't stand. He's about 58, I believe. And he automatically tells me, I have no idea why they deny me. I literally cannot stand more than, 10 minutes. So finding a job at his age is impossible
Hmm.
from what he's telling me.
Right. And so, yeah, I mean, that's the work that we do, but I'd be glad to help your folks out. I'd like to learn more about what you do, Sula. Like,
Oh,
yeah, you're in housing, but can you
mhm.
tell us more about what you're doing?
So we assist them. So we have this program where we assist them with first month's rent, down deposit, and also whatever that's left over from their grant. We assist them in purchasing furnitures.
Really?
So yeah, so it's not actually a Section 8. It's more of a program that we try to get them into and assist them in helping them to maintain that. So we do a lot of goals, we do a lot of house planning with them uh, because a lot of our clients are low income. So we don't have enough, we don't do a month to month funding for them, paying for their month to month. So we only get 6,000 from the state and we assist them in finding places where they can afford and continue to afford after we leave.
So you
And
receive a
so
bucket of money, like 6,000 to be
6,000,
allocated per
right,
person.
right.
Okay. All right. That's a
So a
good
lot,
start.
yeah,
Yeah.
so a lot of my clients, they want, one room apartment and they want in nice areas and safe areas, but I'm telling them like it's a struggle right now in trying to find housing for you guys, especially with the income that you have month to month. I don't want to strain you anymore if you're going to pay, if you're only getting 1,800, for instance, and you want an apartment that's cost 800.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You also have to put into realistic, you have bills to pay, you have your car payment, the food is going up. So a lot of them come here with expectation, like they're going to get a nice apartment, they're going to get all this furnitures, but I have to put them into reality. Like it's expensive right now. We need to
Yeah.
find another income for you guys. So um, a lot of my elderly um, struggle with disabilities. But when I'm trying to help them with application, sometimes it comes denied and I just feel like they could have got it,
Yeah.
but maybe we're filling it out, incorrectly.
Yeah. Yeah. Where are you located? Like, I don't even know exactly.
Pomona, Pomona, California. So
Oh,
we
yeah,
deal
yeah.
with LA,
Yep.
with LA
Yep.
County.
Okay. So is the program that you're working on, Sula, is that unique to Pomona, or is this exist in
So
other parts of the world, US?
in the US, but only in LA County, Los Angeles.
Oh,
Oh.
okay.
So
Okay.
we deal with HealthNet, um, LA Care, Molina, health
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
insurance, but they must have one of the health insurance and also Medi-Cal.
Okay. Right.
Mm.
Just a shout out to all the other listeners out there. And if you have something to add to this, because there's people from all over the US, we always encourage people to go to Center for Independent Living in their local area.
Right,
I don't know if sounds like you're familiar with these, because there's unique programs like this in lots of other areas. It may not just be like this
right.
exact program. So
Mhm.
If don't be discouraged if you're in Des Moines, Iowa. There may be another program there. So, yeah, it sounds like, you were tuned in here. Thank you for reaching out. As I explained at the top of the program, we provide people with options and how they can go through the approval process. They join as a member. There's no charge. They can get access to our disability approval course. That one thing alone, Sula will help them understand the process, what they need to say and do, forms to fill out, appointments that they're going to have to go through. There's like 7 key things to do. So then if they just want to do that, that's totally fine. If they're like, you know what, this is too much for me, I'd like some help, then we can have a discussion with them about representing them as their Social Security disability representative. We'd still ask that they follow along in the course so they know what they're doing, but we would do the work, or somebody else that we partner with would do the work. So that's the general strategy that we use. So, if I don't know if you synced up with Nadine
Yeah.
with email or not, but we could definitely follow up with you if you have any questions. But it's as simple as that.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah.
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 You can chat your email and I can get in touch with you
Right.
if you have
Yeah.
any questions. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. And I think the one thing that you have shared in your comments here is setting realistic expectations. Housing's hard. And I don't know how long you've been doing this work, but for me, it's always been difficult, more so now. So you need to be realistic. You need to have I coach people to have a housing plan, how much you can afford, where you want to live, like what floor you want to be on. Can you be on the first? Do you have to be on the
Right.
first? Right? Do you need public transportation? So, out of curiosity, do you do any work with helping people in like home share environments? Is that a solution for you?
Yes. So we also get a lot of it's called shared homes. So if they can't afford an apartment, we do suggest that maybe, try our other programs like we find them shelters, we find them shared homes, which is like a home with shared rooms. They would have to pay out of pocket for that one's first come, first serve. But we always try to give them an option and try to put a realistic, mindset behind, living with other people. You have a roof over your head. You're not on the street. You'll be a little bit safer. And I
Yeah.
understand a lot of the, not wanting to share an extra room with strangers, but I feel like it's a lot better than being on the streets. So
Yeah.
we
I,
do have
Yeah.
those options for them.
I agree. Here in Vermont, where I am, they have Home Share Vermont, which I've done research on home share programs. And I actually know an individual that works there, and they do a great job. And they're placing people in like nice homes where somebody may be elderly, and then there's a barter system that they need to do, but they get a nice room or a nice section of the house. So yeah, there's other people in the house, but there are setups out there like these that, you know, they're decent, right? You're in a nice home in a
Yeah,
nice neighborhood. It's one way to get in.
right.
So, yeah.
For
Anyway, I
for
want to be
me, it's
respectful
the
of your time.
income.
I could pick your brain all day long on this because I know it's been super.
No problem. Yes, I'm actually supposed to clock in now, but I just
Yeah,
feel like this is very important, especially for my clients who feel like they're
Hmm.
stuck and they can't seem to, you know, get a footing in some kind of assistance. And
yeah,
there's just so much that we in our program that we can do. The only thing is referring them to somebody else. And I just don't want to push that problem into somebody who don't know the case, don't know my clients. So I feel like, running into this program on accident can really help. Having someone guide them, one-on-one on what to do, what to look for, how to present it, kind of really helps me in a way that I know they're going to be okay. If I can't help them, somebody who specializes in this can help them.
Yeah.
So I thank God that this, your program came right on time. So I definitely will look out for that email because I have a lot of clients who really need help.
Yeah.
Good. Well, we'll give it our best shot. I thank you for tuning in. It's been a pleasure to meet you, and I applaud you for the work that you're doing. It's not easy.
Ah,
Yeah.
praise God.
Praise God.
Thank you guys.
Yes. Yes. Been a pleasure. Stop by again.
Thank you.
All right. You bet.
Thank you
Make it a
so
great
much.
day.
You too. Bye.
All
Bye.
right.
All right.
Um, do we have other
Yep,
questions to address?
we have few more questions here from the comment section.
Yep.
Yeah, I think we still have a few minutes to cater these. So we have a question from the legend Odinson. That's his name, on YouTube. So this is a bit off topic, but after 3 years, I finally got approved for disability last October.
Yes.
I still have not received my back pay though. How do I follow up?
Well, you need to find the money trail. I don't know at what stage you were approved at. So, you want to go back to where the decision letter came from that you were approved and start there. If you were represented by a disability representative, I would put them on the job as well, because if you haven't been paid, they probably haven't been paid. But if you're not, you've got to do this work on your own, which is contact the local office. Sorry to say, but you've got to do this, and make an effort. Now, here's the thing. Document your efforts to do it. Give it at least 6 weeks, 2 months of making weekly reach outs to, like, hey, I was approved, following up on my back pay, I haven't received it yet, can you help me understand where it's at? If you don't get anywhere in the 2-month time frame, I would contact your local government representative. We have directions on how to do that here at the Disability Digest. Just ask us. And I would share your efforts to get your back pay and what's happened, and ask if they could help. And it's a helicopter going over. I'm just going to pause for a minute. They they will go in and make an inquiry for you, but I wouldn't do that until you have the established evidence that I've outlined. Those two things should help you, get to it. Would also be good to know, like, how much are you expecting? Like, what was your onset date of your disability? How many months has it been? Do you have any other items that are offsetting it? Like, did you have a workers' compensation claim? Did you have collect SSI benefits? I know I'm laying a lot out there, but it's likely if you've been waiting a while, you've got a bunch of money. So those are some of the things to take into consideration. So if any of these questions are addressed and you're like, oh my God, Brian, you hit me so fast on that, you can go back and listen to the replay
Yeah.
on this and just play it back and take it down.
All right. Thank you so much for that, Brian. Now we also have a question here from Richard. Um, I'm not 100% sure about what he's asking, but maybe you can make sense of this. He said, how much are you allowed to make on Medicaid? I get help with Medicare, $185. I make 1,484 a month, and Richard is on SSDI. So,
Okay, so I believe the question is this. If you are dual eligible which dual
Mm.
eligible means you're eligible for Social Security disability and you're in the extra help program because your check is likely below $1,700 a month, right?
Mhm.
So what you want to find out is what the extra help threshold is in your state. It's somewhere around there, $1,700. And then where are you at? If you're at $1,000 and if you earn an extra 300 or 400, then you're still going to be within range, right? But if you go out and you're an extra 1,000, it could put you over. So there isn't a clear answer that I can provide you because I don't have all of the data pieces, but that's the general. Here comes the helicopter again. Sounds like I'm in
Oh,
a war zone, but I'm not. There's an airport, like a grass runway airport that is like
oh,
right over there. And usually they fly small planes, which is kind of cool, but they got a helicopter
oh.
maneuver going on. So yeah, that's the situation with extra help. Now, also, if you're out there and you're like, "What's this extra help thing?" I mean, I'm making $1,600 a month and I don't get extra help. Well, extra help, there's a lot of people that should be on it that are not, and that's one of the reasons why we do benefit reviews here at the Disability Digest. Is we've helped, I don't know how many people get on it. But if you qualify for extra help, they pay your Medicare Part B premium, which is $185 a month. It's a huge savings, but they're not going to be like knocking on your door and saying, "Hey, by the way, we'd like to pay your Medicare
Yeah.
Part B." You need to be proactive and apply for it. So you can either do that on your own, you can reach out to us as part of your review. No cost for the membership, no cost for the review. Got some great folks here that can help you with that. All
All
right.
right. Yeah, so later before we end the show, I'm also going to be posting those links for you to join us as a member, and all the other resources. So keep an eye on that. We have one last question here, Brian. It's from someone anonymous. My client has been a notary public prior to being on SSDI. I suggested that he use the skill as a bank notary. How would he report the income if he does cash? Not that it's much, but he fears losing benefits.
Well, you're supposed to report all of your income. And I know sometimes people forget about cash. Um, so I'm just going to approach it this way. You report your earnings and you file a tax return at the end of the year. So if he's doing it 10 times, so I don't know what a notary gets now, but let's say it's $800 a month and you get your travel expenses and other things that you have, you report your income. So it's 1099 income relative to the amount that I pointed out earlier in the program. And that is a great example of somebody that, can do
Yeah.
notary work. Um, they have to have they would have to have the reliability piece, right? Because if you
Yep.
schedule an appointment and you're having like a fibro flare and you're just not up to it, that would be challenging. But other than that, that would be a good one. Yeah.
Yep. All right. So yeah, that's all the questions that I have for you today, Brian.
Okay, great. I just want to do a recap on the links to make sure that we share the one. So we're going to share the one about how much you can make, keep your benefits. And I can put these in the chat if you like.
Yeah.
And then the advocate application is another one that we're going to share. And where is it?
Yeah, I think I have the link for Benny, refer friend, and advocate application. I just need the link for how much you can make.
So do I. I'm going to find it here. I have it over here somewhere. um,
So yeah, while you're finding that, I'm sending all the other links right now. So everyone, you can take note of these links.
Right.
Pretty sure,
And
yeah.
the refer a friend program is if you have individuals that you know that we can help. I don't know what I did with that. I'm gonna have to find it in another place here, Nadine. Just bear with me.
Yeah, let me help you find that as well.
No, I got it right here. Here we go.
Okay.
Put it in the chat. All right, so we have all of our links taken care of. Good. Great. The last piece that I want to cover before we depart today is we are approaching Mother's Day. And I want to give a shout out to all the moms out there wishing you a magnificent Mother's Day. And a few things to connect with the work that we do here. You know, being a mom, which I can share my experience of raising two kids and having their mother was wonderful, but the amount of work that goes into it is just, it's daunting, right? And it's oftentimes just people don't connect with it. But from a disability perspective, one of the things that we're often asked is, can I even qualify for benefits? Because I have two kids and I've got all of the responsibilities of children and doing that. And it's a really good question. And there are some instances where I have known that judges have questioned moms about, taking care of their children. Well, if you can do that, then you could work.
Mhm.
But here's the thing. They're two separate issues. So my message to moms out there, if you're one that falls into this category, somebody, the real like taste test or what to do is just ask yourself, can I work? Because there are moms that have jobs and children. And if you have a condition or conditions that prevent you from doing it, and you feel you're entitled to benefits, then definitely pursue it. We can help you understand that here at the Disability Digest. One of the things that you get access to is an evaluation of your conditions and your work history and all of that. And we'll give you an assessment based on our years of experience. So that one thing alone could help you. So that's one thing for moms out there. The other thing is for your children, keep in mind that if you have children that are under 18, they also receive checks. And there is a family max, but if your check is $1,500, each of your children could receive $750 a month until they're 18, as long as it doesn't exceed the max. So whatever the max is, it might be less than that. So those are two things for moms to keep in mind on this Mother's Day, my contribution to you from my work perspective here. And I applaud you all, and I hope you have a wonderful, safe Mother's Day, and you're treated like true queens, including you, Miss Nadine, with the wonderful group that surrounds you. So thanks everybody for your contribution today. I hope our perspective on the work and things you can do to maximize your chances of getting work by understanding, what is it you like to do and what is it you're good at, and the soft skills, the 5 that Nadine shared with you, are of value. And you put them into place and you come back here and say, yeah, I did this and it worked and it helped me. That's what
Yep.
we're Yeah. So we'll be back next week.
Yeah.
New topic.
Yes.
So invite you to join. Just a heads up, just watch the time because the timing has changed. We have travel and other things. It's typically on the same day on Wednesday, but the time may change, but we will definitely be here.
We will be here. All right. Again, thank you so much, Ryan, for the thoughtful piece for the moms out there. And thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today.
Yes. All right. Be well. Till next week. Thanks all.